Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Football Pundits. Today is our Champions League quarterfinals special, and we're joined with Prashant Nair, who's quite an avid football fan himself. I won't reveal his loyalty, otherwise you'll think we're all very biased. I think I revealed it right there. So, quick catch up. So, after the last 16 wrapped up over the last weekend, and several big teams have obviously bowed out very early. Juventus being the biggest one, who even changed managers after that defeat. We're now down to the final eight, who are competing in Lisbon for the 2019-20 Champions League. Good chance we might actually see a brand new champion this year. Only Bayern and Barca remain as the two teams who have won this competition before, with the six others being first-timers to have ever won it. Very quickly, here are the fixtures. First up is Atalanta versus PSG, followed by RB Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid. Bayern host Barcelona, and Man City play Lyon. So Prashant, welcome to the Football Pundits. We'll dive straight into the first one, Atalanta versus PSG. Atalanta, seemingly dark horses, Prashant, and they're not as bad or as amateurish or as push away a side as one might imagine, aren't they?
First and foremost, thank you guys for having me. I mean, it's been like one of those dreams for me to feature in Football Pundit so that I can speak about.
Whoa! Awesome.
No, because I keep following your videos and podcasts, so it's pretty interesting. Now, coming back to what you said, Atlanta versus PSG, typical Champions League story, isn't it? One underdog facing one of those big giants all the time. So, first and foremost, Atlanta are not pushovers. Gasperini has been a romantic manager for most of the Serie A fans because his exploits in Genoa are for everyone to sing forever.
Yeah.
And taking Atlanta this far, to be very honest, no one gave them a chance. Like everyone, like, okay, fine, one more team off the radar. But this time they mean business. And Gasperini, for a change, is starting to rotate his tactics very often. When you look at this PSG squad, I mean, on paper, if you have someone like an Icardi, Mbappe, Angel Di Maria, Neymar, etc., it's a very strong lineup. But somewhere down the line, I feel they're not yet balanced completely to win a Champions League fixture. I mean, to win a Champions League fixture, not necessarily you need balance. You need you need influence at the right moment. We all know PSG and crucial moments, what they do. This is another crucial moment. It's a one-leg tie. It can go either ways. The firepower what PSG has is too much in comparison to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But Atlanta, very street smart kind of a team. They are not going to let PSG come and wreak havoc like 4-0 final, how they faced Le Havre in their friendly. It's not going to happen that easily.
You know, he says that they're not a pushover, and it's unfortunate that their top scorer Ilicic isn't available for this clash. But they've still got Papu, who's been absolutely phenomenal this year. Luis Muriel and Duvan Zapata, very much a part of this side. Anyway, I saw you getting very animated when he spoke about PSG. My question to you is, given the last 6 or 8 years of PSG being in the Champions League and fighting for it, this is kind of their best ever chance to win it, isn't it?
Correct. So a two-legged tie is what's a bogey for a PSG, right? They seem to do it very well in the first leg, never seem to follow through. They've gone out to Chelsea, Manchester United, Barcelona, humbling was a big shock for them as well, right? Now, the way I look at it this way is, yes, is this PSG's best chance to win? Like it is also Man City's? Yes, it is. But I will go back to Louis van Gaal's famous philosophy, match rhythm. Atlanta just have match rhythm and PSG don't have it. Mbappe might still be coming in with an injury, might not be risked. Di Maria suspended. Is Draxler good enough to pick up the slack? Is Icardi just with Neymar good enough to do it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm not saying that Neymar is not the kind of player who can finally step up. Maybe this is his best stage. In fact, let's look at that. Let's look at your Neymars and Icardis. This is where they stand up and take the PSG side without Mbappe and Di Maria to the Champions League final. But I would still look at Atlanta and look at what they've done throughout the season. Like you mentioned, the striker being injured, one not being available for personal reasons, which is sad. They are still the top scoring side in Serie A, where you have Ciro Immobile being the top scorer, Cristiano Ronaldo, Dybala. It's it's very, very difficult to do that in Serie A in general, which is a very defensive league. I would personally think that PSG, although being the best chance, will not make it to the next leg.
Okay, big one. Bayern Munich versus Barcelona in what promises to be almost a Champions League final in itself. Come on, break this fixture down for us, because before you start, Bayern head-to-head over the many years that these two clubs have been competing have the advantage over them. But the last time they faced each other, Annie and I were in Barcelona for that semi-final. We didn't watch it at the stadium, but Pep just completely took them through, right? So what do you think? What do you make of this current Bayern side who have 24 goals in the season right now, top in the Champions League and most number of wins, versus a Barcelona side that's now incredibly reliant on Messi?
Yeah, we discussed in our last Champions League preview, right? The problems that Barcelona are facing. They did show up on the day when needed, and they did go through. But Bayern Munich are by and large favorites right now. And I mean, if you are looking at someone like Messi, if you talk about players, I think Robert Lewandowski, who if the Ballon d'Or would have happened this season, was probably the player to win it. So, he's been robbed of that, but I'm sure he wants to go out there. He wants to still prove himself. Bayern just have it all to prove as well, right? I mean, they're in a league where the league itself is not enough. That's just like one thing when you start the season, it's done.
A bit like PSG.
Yeah.
Bit like PSG. Like when you start this, if it's not done, then it's a huge thing as to, oh my God, how could it not happen?
True.
But if it's done, it's like, yeah, okay. So Champions League is everything for them. And I think for players like Lewandowski with his personal goals as well this year, I think just because of everything and because the best thing about this fixture for me is that it's a knockout. Yeah. There won't be two legs. You won't see teams being, let me just be defensive for that away goal and this and that. It's going to be one hell of a fixture. And I think Bayern are going to nick it. Not nick it. I think Bayern are going to be comfortable winners. Honestly, I think Bayern are going to go out there, put in a solid performance and be comfortable winners.
Interesting you say that. We'll move on to RB Leipzig versus Atletico. Prashant, Atletico have demonstrated over the last many years that they are definitely a side that's capable of winning a lot more. It's unfortunate that they don't win as much, but I'm talking about trophies and silverware, but clearly one of the better sides playing football under Diego Simeone in Europe at least. The winner of this fixture might just get a chance to hit the final if they have half a decent game now. So what do you make? Who do you think has the advantage going into this fixture?
So when you break down both the teams, right, both of them are in a bit of a transition state, especially Atletico for a matter of fact, because they've signed Joao Felix, who has not, lit up the amount what people usually expect that kind of a player. And plus he's a false nine. Somewhere down the line, Atletico are too dependent on Costa and Morata for their goals. And
correct.
Joao Felix hasn't shined as what the world expected him to. Now, breaking down Atletico is not it's not an easy job. You come to Anfield and you literally make Liverpool slog. I mean, where everyone raves that their front three is better than whatever, Pele, Maradona, Cruyff, whatever levels they, kind of wank on that. But when you look at that defensive team, I will not use the word defensive for it. They're a well-organized team. They know
compact.
They're very organized. They're very organized. They know what they're up to. They know, it's a matter of fine margins. I will hold on to the nerves and I'll push it when my time comes. That's a very smart tactics by Diego Simeone. On the other hand side, Julian Nagelsmann, young manager, everyone wants him to do well because probably he's one of those guys, you can't hate him. Leipzig are a team who was going to be without Timo Werner. I mean, he's clearly come back to Chelsea. He's come to Chelsea and, without Timo Werner, the only one important player who I can really think who can make a mark is Sabitzer. In the midfield, but Timo Werner is Timo Werner. I mean, you can't replace a goal scorer like him with a midfielder. So comfortably, I think Atletico will go past. When you look at Lyon, Man City, let's see what happens there. But yes, they do have a shot at final. And again, once it goes to final, it's about holding on to nerves, and Atletico are not good at that. Somewhere down the line, they just screw up.
Abby, if I can add a point about Atletico, Atletico Madrid have the easiest run to the final. If this is the best year with no Real Madrid and Juventus around, no Ronaldo around to hamper them, they would, all jokes aside, seriously be eyeing the final at the very least, if not winning it, even if they're up against a Bayern Munich. Because you know how you talk about your famous duels, right? Atletico Madrid actually is a great counter to a Bayern Munich. I would be wanting to see that final. Also, that pretty much said that Leipzig, when you replace Timo Werner's gone, you can't replace it with anyone. It's like when Ronaldo left, you put Michael Owen in number 7. It doesn't work that way. So.
True. Coming to the last fixture, which is Man City Lyon. Annie, I'm going to give you a starting premise, right? We'll get to Man City because Man City is obviously the larger debate, but I want to hit Lyon. 3 questions to you. 1, do Lyon stand a chance? 2, Memphis Depay, captain, looks absolutely transformed. Yes, in a lesser side, he didn't really click at Man United, but he looks absolutely transformed. And 3, downing Juventus was a statement of intent, or was that the high point in this Champions League?
It was the high point in the Champions League. No taking away from them in that game. They did the job. They knew they could lose the game and still go through if they get a goal in. But they were lucky to get that goal. Was the performance good enough to go through? Still, Yes, just about. That's how you play two legs in, right? And lucky for them that happened.
Yeah.
But coming to Man City in this game, max to max, they'll have a 20-25 minute phase in which if they get a goal in, they'll be lucky. I feel Man City will eventually overwhelm this side. They are good, but they are not that good to upset a Manchester City. If Manchester City gets an upset, that's a whole one episode of an hour to talk about on Pep Guardiola. So not for that sake. Very realistically, I think Lyon have hit their peak.
They've hit their peak. So therefore, Karan, talking about Man City, we brought this up with PSG, but you know what? Personally, I think more than PSG, this is Man City's best ever chance to win a Champions League, and it's been coming for a while. Let's not argue about whether they deserve it or not, because Pep has shown that he has the mettle, and this side has shown that they have the mettle to win the Champions League. My take is that this is probably Man City's to lose now. What do you make of that?
I think Pep has a lot to prove with this because he couldn't win the Champions League with Bayern, and he's under that same pressure over here as well. Pep is under a lot of pressure to win the Champions League without Lionel Messi. I think, it's been said a lot and he will feel it, especially going into this with all the cloud that surrounded them with Champions League and FFP, which, as Annie said, it's probably a whole episode on its own. But I think there's a lot of pressure on City to do this. But yes, as you said, they have shown their mettle now. Lots of people, including myself, thought that Madrid would bring something to City. But City had, for me, yes, Madrid's lapses cost the game. But City put in a very professional performance, which you've seen them miss in the last few seasons. You see them come to the stage and then you see them sort of falter every now and then, make the odd mistake, but they had a very professional performance, 60th, 70th minute, game management coming in, De Bruyne, instead of playing their forward pass play, spraying it to the sides, just controlling the game. And I think that is the maturity that City have shown. And if they just maintain that and not sort of start panicking, as you said, it's theirs to lose.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So Prashant, we'll move straight into predictions and we'll try and put out what the pundits believe will be the semi-finals and what it will look like. Prashant, very quickly, Atlanta PSG?
Atlanta 2, PSG 1.
Okay. RB Leipzig, Atletico?
Atletico 1, Leipzig 0.
Karan, Bayern, Barcelona?
3-0 to Bayern.
And Annie, Man City versus Lyon?
3-0. Yeah.
So guys, what do the pundits think? What kind of a final are we watching? I know it's early days, but what's the final going to be this year?
Bayern versus
City.
Atletico.
Bayern, Atlanta.
Whoa! All right.
All three different.
Bayern versus Atlanta,
Bayern
says our
semis.
guest pundit today, Prashant Nair. Obviously a romantic football fan, and don't we all love that? So guys, on behalf of the football pundits, that was your quarterfinal Champions League preview. On behalf of Abhishek Iyer, Animesh Thakkar, Karan Rateria, and Prashant Nair, thanks for coming again, man. Today we'll hope to see you again. That was the football pundits. See you next time.